Have you ever felt stuck in your life, career, relationships, and you want to know the secret to breaking free? Or maybe you want to know it for someone else. I'd love to share with you some tips inside this video that you can implement in your life straight away. I wonder if you've heard the quote by Albert Einstein. He said, "The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different outcome." They do the same thing every single day, but they're wishing, waiting, and hoping that something different is going to happen. They're expecting a different outcome, but that different outcome never comes. There's another quote from Henry William David Thoreau, and he said, "Most men and women lead a life of quiet desperation and they die with their song unsung. Most people never achieve their goals." There's another one. He said, "I lived a life of many troubles. Most of them never happened." That is a joke at the fact that most people don't live life. They just think about living life. We get addicted to avoiding mistakes and avoiding failure, and we just live a life inside our heads. So how do we get out? How do we get back into the arena instead of being the person just watching people on TV at home? And the answer is this. First of all, we must face some truths, some fundamental truths. The first truth is this, is that what we're willing to do in the day is what we're willing to do tomorrow. What we're willing to do right now is what I'm willing to do tomorrow. And a lot of people use this magical land called tomorrow as a way to avoid taking action, taking responsibility, creating change inside their life. They say, "I'll get to that, but I'm working on it. I'll do it tomorrow." But as you and I know, tomorrow never comes. So the first fact, which is a big one for a lot of people, and it can sometimes be confronting, but also it sets you free. That if we understand that what I'm willing to do today is what I'm willing to do tomorrow, then I remove the idea of tomorrow, and now becomes the best time to begin my goals, to begin my dreams, to begin the change that I know I need to make. The next major part of it is this, is we can only see as far as our eyes will let us see. Now what I mean by that is you can only see into the future through the eyes of who you are right now. And so say for example you try and set a 5-year goal or a 10-year goal. That's really hard to do because you're looking at it through the eyes of you right now. And who you are in 5 years and 10 years will be completely different. I don't know if you've seen this in people, but some people never change. You go meet up with someone from your hometown and you see that after the last 5 years, they look exactly the same, sometimes worse. They've got the same problems while you are growing and evolving and leaning into new opportunities. So how do we take the mindset of the future and get into the now? It's called connecting with your future self, or you may even want to say your best self. So you take a moment and think, in 10 years time, wherever you are from right now, in 10 years time, that you are your best self, your very, very best self. I want you to have a think about that. Who would that best self be? Like have a think about it. Speak it out loud, maybe write it down. What would they stand for? What would their attitude be? What would their demeanor be? What would they be about? What kind of actions would have they stopped taking that maybe has been hurting you? What kind of person are they? And then I want you to tap into that and then think, how would they live today, right now? Imagine you're faced with an opportunity to grow. And as we all know, growth is uncomfortable. Right? A lot of people avoid growth because they would rather feel comfortable, but unfortunately, they stay in their comfort zone, they end up depressed. And so for us to grow, we have to get out of our comfort zone. We've got to take action on our life. When we're faced with new opportunities, we feel a little bit uncomfortable. And then you can think, what would my future self do? Maybe my future self would say, you can handle it. You've got this. Go for it. And then there might be another voice that says, who am I? I don't know if I can do it. And that's your ego trying to hold yourself back. That's a normal part of life. And then you use your future self technique again. You say, okay, but what would my future self say? Your future self might say, you've got this. You're awesome. Go take what is yours. So that's a strategy that I use myself. I share it with all of our students here at the Coaching Institute. I share it with my clients. And I trust that it serves you and your world. If it has, and if you've resonated with absolutely any of this, I'd love to invite you to go ahead and click the link below where you'll head over to another page where I'd love to invite you along to a live global broadcast. We're running it all around the world and we're running it in your country. And I'd love to see you there. It's completely free. All you need to do is go ahead and click the link below and I'll see you on the other side.